behalf of the very proud team here at Ferntree Gully Stockdale Lego, we'd certainly like to welcome each and every one of you, and of course to those of you who've come back with the intentions of bidding and buying, we wish you well and all the success with your competitive and spirited bidding. Of course, assisting me here today, my name is Marco Gaddis, and of course you've got Rob, you've got Selma, you've got Tom who just walked in there. They are a friendly bunch, so please utilise them well if you've got any questions or you need any assistance with your bidding here today. Well, buyers, today's auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that have been made available for inspection before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting any late bids or offers on the property after the property has been knocked down to the successful bidder. In plain simple terms, if you are here to bid and buy, you need to have your hand up to either have it knocked down to you as a successful buyer here today or have that first and exclusive opportunity that vendors reserve. Pretty simple. The vendors do have a reserve price, and let me assure you, not only is it a realistic one here today, but one certainly in line with all the feedback that you have been able to manage to provide Robert, Selma and Tom over the last 2-3 weeks of its marketing campaign. As the auctioneer, I will indicate bidders on request and also determine the increments in which bidding can be advanced here today. The law does prohibit false bids. It prohibits major disruption by bidders and prohibits any bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding, and does provide fine for such conduct. The rules do, though, permit the making of vendor bids, and the words I'll make extremely clear if and when it's certainly necessary to do so during the auction. Ironically enough, the words will be simple as vendor bid. Of course, only I as the auctioneer can make that vendor bid. So pretty straightforward, buyers, pretty self-explanatory, as so the contractor's sale that has certainly been on display for your perusal for the last half hour. Many of you, I know, 4 to be exact, have had the opportunity to having a copy presented to you from Robert over the last 4 weeks, so therefore I don't intend to go through it page by page and go through it in its whole entirety, but I will make mention of the most important relevant document, which is of course the certificate of title, which more particularly describes the property on offer here today as being Unit 1 on Starter Plan 015920, Volume 09410, Folio 644, of course, as it's well and truly known to everyone now as Unit 1, number 29 Forest Road here in Ferntree Gully. The terms in which we sell on auction condition, unconditional contract of course, with no cooling off period on an as-is, where-is basis. We do call for a modest 10% deposit on the fall of the hammer, and shortly after the property announced sold, with the balance in 30, 60, 90 days. Plenty of options, plenty of flexibility for you here today, buyers. So if you have come here with that preset limit to pay for the property and you do need to stretch yourself that little bit more, I urge you to do so, knowing that you've got up to 90 long days that you potentially could have that little bit extra saving. And with almost 11.5% of annual growth alone in Ferntree Gully, you could almost guarantee, and there's not many guarantees in life as you probably agree, apart from death and taxes, but you could almost guarantee in this circumstance that you can have a sum of capital waiting for you in this wonderful home that sits behind me or next to me right now before you even move in. Pretty straightforward. Now, when investing in property, the two most important elements that they teach us early enough in the real estate career is potential and position. And this particular property ticks those both of those two boxes, I should say, hands down. In terms of position, you know exactly where you're at. One of 3 only on the block, unlike the 4, 5 that you see now in similar sized blocks. Unit number 1, front facing, no through road, amongst everything, easy access to everywhere you need. All your amenities are here. You're moments away from Knox. Train station's literally at your doorstep, moments away. Your bike track, you've got Safo, primary schools, everything's here, and East Link's just around the corner for those nice relaxing weekends at Yarra Valleys, if you will. Then you certainly can get on there, jump on there, 25 minutes you'll be sure to get there. And of course, you've got the bakery around the corner for those Saturday lazy mornings. Grab your coffee, bakery, croissants if you want to work it up. You've got the 1,000 steps along the way there. In terms of property in itself, well, certainly needs no introduction. 2 large bedrooms, 2 separate living areas, a rarity in itself. Again, most units now have got 1 living area. It has everything in there. You've got 2 separate living zones in there, and it certainly gives you that potential. If you are an investor here today, nothing to do. The owners have certainly lived in here for the last 5.5 years. I know that they've changed all the gutters and the downpipes in the last 2 odd years or so, so there's certainly nothing that you would immediately need to do. And for yourself, the same goes without saying. And of course, if you are that Picasso and you're wanting to create your own piece of, personal touches, I suppose, you can certainly do so. What is very, very important here today, guys, I reach a reserve, I'll be most certainly selling it to the highest bidder. Simple as that. If for whatever reason I do not reach that reserve, the highest bidder, whoever that may be amongst you here today, will have that first and exclusive opportunity at treating it the vendor's reserve. I wish you all the very best of luck with your bidding, your competition, but the moment has certainly arisen here and now where I put it over to you for your fair and reasonable bid or an offer to start me off. Where do I see a fair and reasonable start now, buyers? Bid it if you will. Anywhere, I don't mind, high or low, buyers, I'm in your hands. Where do I see a fair and reasonable start? This is the time to show strength, buyers. Get in early, scare your competition nice and early. At 5, welcome aboard. I wish you all the very best of luck, and here we go at 500,000, and let's nudge it north at this level at maybe 10,000 in the rise and buy-in. That's all it'll take to get straight in the game at 10. Call it 510 if you will. At 500,000, I won't waste time to you. This madam there will have the first and exclusive opportunity to the vendor's reserve. I'll call it 3 times and 3 times only this morning. So for the first call here, $500,000. Second, 555, I'll take your 5. We'll move it along at 5. We're at 5, ma'am. I'm happy to take your 5 if you like. Or if you take my advice, this is the time to show strength. It's 10?
5 or 10.
510?
Yeah, 510,
10,
sorry.
15. Let's call it 15. 15 at 20 back
20.
again. We're on the market, make no mistakes about it. We are selling, we're leaving here today at 20. At 520, call it 30 if you like. Do the nice knockout bid, bring that to Mike Tyson, sir. 526. Sorry? 526. 526. Call it 35, maybe 40. Be the bold one here today, ma'am. At 540, can I say? Yes, 540 with you if you like. 526 here, bid an offer now at 40. Can I say? 30. 30 now, sir. What do you say? What do you do? Where do we go from here, sir? At 530, I need an answer quickly now, though, sir. At $530,000, you're silent, finished, done. You need a bit of time. I don't mean to put pressure on you, sir, but I do need an answer quickly now for the first call now at 530. Second time before it goes. Third and final time before we sell. We're selling 530. You're definitely out, sir. Bear with me, ma'am. I appreciate your patience. 530, so I do need an answer. Call it 3 times. Same opportunity for anyone else. For any late bidders here, don't forget, as I get closer to the age of 40, the big 40, my reaction time certainly not what it used to be, so you got to get in nice and early. 530, sir, I really do need an answer. I'm sorry, mate, I'm going to have to knock it down now if you're ready. $530,000 for the first call now, 530, sir. Need an answer. Second, third, and final call. We're selling. Sold. Congratulations, man. Well done. On behalf of the team here at Ferntree Gully, Stockdale Lego, we thank you for attending another successful auction. We look forward to seeing you next time. Well done. That's awesome. Congratulations. Thank you. Shake your hands again. Well done.